Pickleball. Funny name, fun game, and it's extremely playable. Pickleball is probably closest to tennis, but a pickleball court is just 1/3 the size. It's meant to encourage competitive play, more rallies, and be overall more playable for all ages.
Hey, I'm Kristen. Today we're going to teach you how to be the world's best pickleball player, or maybe just how to learn the rules and have some fun.
You'll need a paddle, a couple balls, they're like wiffle balls, and a court, inside or outside, made for pickleball or a reconfigured tennis court.
A quick look at a pickleball court is going to look a lot like a tennis court, but much smaller. Right here you'll see your out of bounds lines. All services must be inside here. Any shots returned have to be within the out of bounds line. When you get to the back, you've got your service line or your back out of bounds line. Ball can't be played further outside, and anytime you serve, you've got to be behind that line. In between, you'll see a middle line here separating your two service courts. In pickleball, much like tennis, anytime you serve, you've got to serve into the opposite court. You'll see two rectangular areas on each side of the net. We call this the kitchen. You have to stay out of the kitchen at all times when you're playing, except for one time, and that's if the ball bounces in the kitchen. Now, after the ball bounces, only then can you even step into that area to play that ball. At all other times when you're volleying and trying to win points, you cannot even set a foot in the kitchen.
So the only time you can go into the kitchen is if the ball drops in first. You can step in to play the ball off the bounce, but must step right back out, like Sarah does here. So in pickleball, after you serve, you're going to want to try and move up the court. The ball doesn't carry as far since it's wiffle, and there's less space to cover. Now, as you see Sarah and I play, you'll see us both staying out of the kitchen in the middle. A natural pickleball grip is typically going to be in your dominant hand. You want to make sure you've got a loose grip, but a good hold on that handle there. Unlike tennis, you're not going to use a lot of forearm and backhand, so you're going to want to keep your wrist here and able to move in directions like this since it's such a close game and shots are quickly in between each other. See what I mean? At the beginning of each pickleball point, you're going to start serving on the right side. You want to make sure you stay behind that service line. Your pickleball serve is going to be an underhand serve. Paddle in your dominant hand, a nice firm grip there on there. You want to get it over the kitchen and into the opposite serving zone. And then you're playing. There we go. In singles play, if you win, switch your serves back and forth between right and left until you lose and it's your opponent's turn. Serves are underhand. The paddle is below the wrist and below the waist. The ball must clear the net and not land in the kitchen. An important rule is the double bounce rule. The ball must bounce once on each side before you can volley. You serve, the ball must bounce once on the receiving court, they play it back, then it must bounce once on your side. Once you play it back, you can start to volley. A volley is when you play the ball in the air without a bounce. Typically, it's played closer to the net and is often your winning shot. In doubles, the serving team gets 2 shots at serving. Win the rally, keep the serve. That first server continues to serve, but switches places with their partner and keeps serving until they lose. Then, their partner stays put and gets to serve until they lose. Once a team loses their 2 serves, the ball and the serve goes to their opponents, called a side out. The only exception to the 2 shots rule is at the start of a game. If you lose the first serve, the opponents get the ball and your partner's out of luck. How to score. Pickleball uses rally scoring, meaning every point begins with a serve, and if you serve and win the rally, you get 1 point. You serve, you win, you keep the serve. The idea is to play the ball so the opponent cannot return it, much like tennis. What's a fault? A serve does not land within the confines of the receiving court. The ball is hit into the net on the serve or any return. The ball bounces twice on your side. The ball is hit out of bounds. The ball is volleyed before a bounce has occurred on each side. Or, a player steps in the kitchen even if the ball doesn't bounce there. Keeping track of the score and the correct server is important. If you're playing singles like we are, it's pretty simple. Before each serve, the server calls out the score.
0-0.
So if Sarah wins the first point and serves again, she calls out
1-0.
Sarah loses the next rally, and my turn to serve, I call out
0-1.
The serving side score is always announced first. With doubles, it's a little trickier. The serving player announces 3 numbers: their score, the opposing team's score, and then the number of whoever's serving, 1 or 2. In the interest of keeping this video simple, you may want to check online or get a short tutorial in person, but once you get it, you've got it. Singles or doubles, play to 11 points, must win by 2. The more you play, the more you learn. There are plenty of online tutorials and classes for you to work on the finer points of play and rules. We're here to get you started, simple and fun. Let's play ball, pickleball.
Were you on the middle school B team in tennis? Pickleball might be for you. Are you a 50-year-old suburban housewife? Pickleball's for you.
You can't move around the tennis courts like you used to. Pickleball might be for you.
You gained some weight after college and you want to lose some of it. Pickleball's for you. Are you not that serious but still want to have some fun? Pickleball's for you.
You need to get rid of your family for like an hour or so. Pickleball's for you.
Are you an old retired athlete and you don't want to work too hard but you still want to have fun? Pickleball's for you.
You don't have any friends or you want to make new ones? Pickleball's for you.
Are you single and tired of spending your afternoons alone? Pickleball's for you.
Yeah.
It's me.